Okay, my Ray-Ban batteries died, so I record this with my phone. I tried to record it earlier, so I just want to post this for people. That might help somebody, might not, who knows. But most videos I see when I just watch videos, I watch a lot of videos on people doing shit to cars. 90% of people, videos I've seen, not people I should say, especially Fox Body repairs, when they convert from CFI or EFI over to carb, they do a couple really bad things, and I just want to put this out there. For one, this is a Holley regulator, fuel pressure regulator. This is a more expensive one. This one's like 80 bucks from Jegs. You can get them from Summit Racing, wherever. Holley makes like a $25 one. Those are no good for this. They're deadhead regulators. They do not have a return. So what people do is they'll run one side up into the feed and they'll tee it off to send back whatever they want while they're pressurizing the regulator. It's trouble. It's just asking for trouble. You need to get one that has a return. Feeds in one side, grabs the pressure, it reduces the pressure it needs out the other side, which will go to your carb. Then it sends what it doesn't need back down to your tank. You need one with a return. Deadheads do not have a return. So that's the first thing that I see people doing this. I don't understand why. I understand 25 bucks versus 80 bucks, but it's bad. It's bad for your whole fuel system. It's bad for your fuel pump, and it's pretty much a blowout waiting to happen. It's all that pressure in one side. You're trying to tee it off, and you're just going to break your regulator anyway. And you can't get them adjusted right when you do that. Every single video they say they have a hard time getting the pressure dialed in where they want it. Well, that's your reason. All right. More importantly, the worst thing I see people do is they will go, especially on the Fox Bodies, they go under their seat and they ground their fuel pump relay so they can get fuel, because the ECU is no longer reading anything when you've ripped everything out. You end up like me with 5 million harnesses, connectors that just go to nothing. I mean a lot just goes to nothing. More just all goes to nothing. Okay, so to get around the ECU not being able to sense the engine running, and they just go and ground that relay, makes the fuel pump come on all the time. That's even worse. That's actually dangerous, and I just figured, you guys don't have to take anything I say. I don't give a shit, but I just figure I'll share this for the people that do, because you get in a wreck and your key's on, you're knocked out, and something's knocked loose, you're sending fuel to this hot engine full send. There's nothing turning it off. It's dangerous. So when you convert over and you're pretty much getting rid of most of your ECU, whether you rip it out or you just have everything disconnected like me, most likely you're gonna get a new distributor. Either I prefer just get a HEI one wire distributor, but these distributors come with a separate tack. So they come with a separate tack wire. There's only, they call it one wire, but there's really two. It only takes one to run, which is the battery, but it comes with a tack output. Now that's important because it's a clean tack output. You're not just grabbing it off of a coil wire or whatever. So you can get, oh, my box is gone. I was going to show you the packaging. Oh, there it is. Found the packaging. So you can get these. Make your life, easier. Save all computer troubleshooting, with old wires. Get rid of that fuel pump relay completely. You can get a fuel pump controller from Revolution Electronics. This thing was like 80 bucks, 85 bucks, 90 bucks. I don't remember. It was under 100 bucks. I do remember that. This thing is a lifesaver, because what it is this little box right here. That's part number if you want to Google it. What it is it's a little box. It pretty much gets rid of your ECU and your fuel pump relay over here. If you'll see, I've removed some wires. It's no longer needed. None of that shit's needed anymore. It pretty much does the same job the ECU did. On startup, this little box will give you a 3-second prime when it senses the keys in the run position. 3-second prime, and then no more fuel. It's enough to crank the car. Now, as long as that car is cranking, it will keep putting fuel out, and that's what this tack wire does. You have a tack wire, which I just ran it for now. I have to get a loom, and I got to get a bracket to hold it up off of these freaking other wires. You don't want to touch anything, but I'm just trying to get the electrical ran right now. But anyway, this box will sense a tach signal. You have 2 other wires. You have just a wake up wire. This goes to a 12-volt source, which, like I said, you'll have a million to choose from. I stole this one off of the cruise control I ripped out. So I just stole this as an ignition source. I'll steal this one. The rest of these will all get ripped back all the way back here at the loom eventually. But I don't want to cut. I don't cut any wires out until this car's running everything the way I want, because who knows when I'm going to need a wire for something. Like I've just stole that one. Ground, I just ran it up here to the fender wall, which I'll put all this in looms once it's running. I'll pretty it up later. And of course your tach, and what that does is on wake up, it senses the signal the key's been turned. It'll say go ahead and send 3-second pulse at the fuel pump. So these purple wires come in a loop, and so you can cut that loop to the length you want. I cut the entire loop off. It's literally like 20 feet of wire, so you can make them whatever size you want, and it does not matter which one goes to which. It's just completing a circuit. So one of these will go to a 12-volt ignition source, keyed on ignition, run position ignition, and the other one will go to your power to your fuel pump. So I literally took them right off the relay. I do not need this relay anymore. I will actually disconnect it and get rid of it. I took the constant 12-volt source, and then I took the actual wire that runs back to the inertia switch. So when you start the car, you'll get 3 seconds. It energizes for 3 seconds. It'll take this 12-volt signal. It will pass it through, send it to the fuel pump, prime your carb, and then as long as that key's turning, it will keep sending it. When it senses that key's doing this tach wire, senses there's revolutions in there, it will keep this circuit open that lets this 12-volt signal come through and down to the fuel pump. This thing is a lifesaver if you ever get in an accident. And everyone doing these conversions should have one, unless you're getting the original computer, the original ECU wired up correctly. But just grounding out those relays to the fuel pumps to make that pump always on is a dangerous game people play. So I just figured I'd share that for anyone that might be doing this. And it's a cheap part, and they give you a lot of peace of mind. And it makes wiring it up easy too. You don't have to worry about the computer, none of the other shit wherever else that's going. You just go straight to the source. Like, I know that this orange wire in this 85 Ford LTD Crown Vic comes from this fuel pump relay, and this orange wire goes straight back to your inertia switch. But if you don't know that, if you're doing another model, you literally can just run this wire right to the damn fuel pump if you want. So it just eliminates a lot of headaches. It's a pretty good piece. I just figured I'd share it. Take it if you want it. If not, you don't want it. And here's a diagram for you guys, just so you can see. It's a very simple instructions, and when I tell you, it's a long wire they give you. You could literally run this all the way to your trunk, but I cut it all off because I didn't need it, because I'm tapping in right here. But yeah, so there you go. Very close to getting this running. I'm waiting for a new fuel pump. This thing looking lovely, isn't it? Yeah, doesn't work. So a couple of days, I'm gonna fire this up for the first time. Yep, got my base timing set. It's ready to go. I do have to lock them down, but other than that, I got to put some belts on. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I got to run the one wire from this distributor over. I got to hook up my electric choke, and I do got to get a small vacuum line from a Vacuum Advance. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm about ready to fire this thing up. And then after that, only then, when it's all running the way I want, I will start removing all of these wire harnesses, cutting them back, capping them all off. But yeah, there we go. It's coming along.